Hello, Internet. Hello. I am really sleepy right now. I'm actually having a hard time keeping my eyes open, which is the reason why I was opening up my eyes like this. So, I wanted to talk about internet security briefly, very briefly, because this is a unedited short vlog on a Thursday, and I'm already barely conscious. So, as some of you may know, there was a major security exploit that was discovered this week. It's called Heartbleed. No, it's Heartbleed, that's right. So the Heartbleed exploit, I'm not going to get into the technical details on it. The short version is that it could theoretically affect roughly 75% of the websites that you visit. Pretty much 75% of sites that you may log into for whatever reason, whether that's your bank, your Amazon, your internet forums, Facebook, anything like that. Theoretically, somebody could have broken into them and grabbed information from those servers, whether they be account information, whether they be the security certificate that you're verifying, information along those lines for the past, theoretically, 2 years. Now, a lot of the supposed 75% of sites that could be affected aren't. In fact, I would go so far as to say nearly all sites that could be affected probably had absolutely nothing bad happen. But that's not the way internet security works. The way internet security works from a IT perspective like mine is that you have to assume the worst. It's the reason why a lot of people are saying you should change all of your passwords. IT admins are changing security certificates all over the place. And in fact, I actually started working on doing something like that myself recently. So yeah. So you may have heard a lot of people say, now is a great time to change your passwords, but you're going, oh, so many sites, I don't want to change all the passwords. Well, I've got a couple of suggestions for you. First off, don't try memorizing your passwords. Completely serious. It sounds like a joke, it sounds like terrible advice. I don't. Most of my passwords are completely random, alphanumeric, symbol, uppercase, lowercase, all the things. What I do is I use a password manager. I use a program called KeePass. That's not necessarily the best program. It's just the one that I decided on because it worked in Windows, Linux, and Android. There's also LastPass. There's OnePass. There's a lot of these programs. The point is that the program basically keeps all of your passwords in an encrypted file, and then you just need to know the password to that encrypted file. In my case, I store said encrypted file on Dropbox, which means I also need to know off the top of my head my password for Dropbox. And there's a few other sites that I want to make sure that they're easy for me to remember passwords. They're still ludicrously long. They're more past phrases. Anyway, point is that I don't know my own passwords for the most part. If I need to know, I can look them up. So that's what I do. I have absolutely no idea what my Facebook password is. Neither does anybody else, because it's in an encrypted password database. As long as I know the password to the database, I'm fine. And at that point, one, if a site were to be broken into, say for instance, Facebook today, all of a sudden, they leaked all of their passwords, all 1 billion or whatever number of accounts Facebook has. They leaked all of the passwords to the internet, unencrypted. This sounds like a weird situation. This type of thing's happened many, many times. If you've used that password and username or password and email address before, an attacker can just use the same password for multiple other sites and get into those accounts, like your bank. That's pretty bad. So the idea is that you want as many unique passwords as possible. The problem is that we're not very good at memorizing that many unique passwords. I think I counted on my KeePass, I have 400 or 500 different sites that I have passwords for. My memory's not the greatest in the world, admittedly, but I don't think I'd be able to memorize 500 completely unique passwords. Maybe if I had some type of system that I could figure out the password from, but I'm not really memorizing the password at that point. I'm memorizing a system. Oh, I am tired and speaking in loops. I apologize. Short version, passwords, change them. Spring is a good time to change all of your passwords, in fact. I would go so far as to say, let this die down for a day or two. Make sure everybody's already fixed their exploits and things like that. And then go change all of your passwords. Every one of them. Use a password manager. Let it generate the passwords for you. Let it manage everything for you. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore. If another exploit similar to this comes along, LastPass, for instance, has a feature that lets you know what passwords do I personally need to change because of this exploit. It'll go out, figure out, okay, Facebook was affected by this, Google was not affected, Amazon was affected, Yahoo was not affected. That's not the case, but I'm just making things up. And then tell you what to change. That sounds simple to me. Good night, Internet. Hopefully I'll be more coherent in the morning. Maybe. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm not going to be.